is the WJTS News. I'm Charlotte Olson. Last night, the DuBois County Democrats welcomed state and local political candidates as they held their annual Truman Dinner at the DuBois County Museum. Those on hand for this year's gathering commemorated the influence of President Harry S. Truman as he exemplified as new DuBois County Democratic Central Committee Chair. Joe Huddleston talked about Truman's values before introducing a slate of local candidates. During his speech, Huddleston touched on the goals invested in regards to equal opportunity for jobs, education, health, among other areas. He said as Democrats, he feels that they stand out in regards to standing up for those whose voices get lost in the shouting. He added that it's a great pleasure to serve alongside fellow party members. Huddleston says that this year's election reflects on the involvement of future generations.
Oh, this election is important for several reasons. The most important of which is probably the future of the Supreme Court. But as far as my involvement in it, I've come to these meetings several times over the past few years, and I'm usually the youngest person there. And when the opportunity came for me to chair the position, I saw it as an opening to try to generate a little more youth interest in it. Not to displace anybody older, but to have a generation available to learn from our older generation.
Huddleston was selected to take over the responsibility as chairman of the Democratic Committee as a former chairman, Carey, stepped down to run for office. Others on hand last night included candidates for Indiana's 8th Congressional District, David Orkenflicker and Ron Drake, as well as candidate for state representative for Indiana House District 74, Larry Kleeman. Also present was Jasper Clerk and Treasurer Juanita Boehm, and Jasper City Council members Greg Schneider, Earl Schmidt, and David Hurst. As well on hand was Huntingburg City Council, Ferdinand Town Council, Birdside Town Council members, among many others. Last night's featured speaker was former U.S. Representative and United States Senate candidate Baron Hill. In his presentation, Hill says that he's often asked why he would go back into the political sector he once already experienced in Washington, D.C. He declared that he wants to accomplish actions and take Hoosier values to the nation's capital. Hill reflects on the importance of job growth and the meaning of the U.S. Senate election.
This election for the United States Senate is an important one in light of the fact that we've come a long way with our economy, but a lot of people haven't caught up, and so jobs are stagnant. This race is important because we have Supreme Court justices who are 80 years old and probably going to be replaced, as we've witnessed with Justice Scalia. So the stakes are pretty high in this race for those two reasons alone. And so I'm running very hard for the people of Indiana, and I hope that they'll give me a chance to serve them in the United States Senate.
Hill commended those on hand last night, stating that they are there because they want to be a part of the solution and that they want to take action. Earlier today in the council chambers, a promotional video about Jasper was featured at the Jasper Chamber Timeout from Business gathering hosted by the Jasper City Hall. The Timeout from Business is a gathering that took place during the day to have representatives from local businesses join Mayor Terry Seitz and the Chamber of Commerce members and others at City Hall. It's an event that is put on by the Jasper Chamber of Commerce throughout the year. The community promotional video was set to play throughout the event, so anyone joining on the gathering could get a chance to view it. The video was one of the initiatives put together by America's Best Communities ABC team. Jasper Mayor Terry Seitz says that City Hall is a member of the Jasper Chamber of Commerce and speaks on the video project to serve as an outreach tool for the city of Jasper.
Part of that was done with funds that we received, the $50,000 from ABC, and we had local matching funds, and part of what we did was to utilize some of those funds to create a video, and I wanted to say thank you. Much of the video is put together with footage that was contributed by many other businesses in the community. It lessened the cost of the actual video shoot, and we actually have a video that promotes Jasper in a very broad way and really talks about our pure spirit and our pride and our purpose. So that is being debuted today. We're sharing it with people to be able to put on their website, to use at trade shows, to be able to just, fundamentally link to it any way it's possible from the fund drive we're giving them. And we're delighted to kind of debut that today here in the council chambers.
Mayor Terry Seitz adds that City Hall is a member of the Chamber of Commerce and was glad to host the gathering for the Jasper community. The Ireland St. Patrick's Day celebration is planned for today, March the 11th through Sunday the 13th, and will feature several activities. Opening events took place last weekend at the Shamrock and the Chicken Place. Anthony Junie Wiggin will serve as the honorary mayor for a day. Public restrooms during the festivities are available at St. Mary's Catholic Church, the Ireland Historical Society building, the Chicken Place, Ireland Knights of Columbus, the Ireland Fire Station, Ireland Elementary School Gym, and the Rock Bar and Grill. Entry forms for all events as well as schedules are available at Spud's Food Mart and at stpats.irelandindiana.com. A schedule of events is also available on their Facebook page. Officials with the Jasper Street Department say that they will be closing a portion of Jackson Street starting Saturday morning. The department says a one-block stretch between 8th and 9th Streets will be shut down beginning at 7 a.m. and continuing till noon. The department says that the stretch of Jackson will be closed due to the removal of a tree and a stump. The closure will take place weather permitting. A proposal authorized by State Representative Lloyd Arnold of Leavenworth, which would authorize the use of a wider range of firearms for hunting deer, is on its way to the governor's desk. A release from Arnold's office says that House Enrolled Act 1231 would allow the use of more accessible firearms, which are currently not permitted. To be used, these firearms would be used to hunt deer during firearms season. It says that these firearms are already legal to use for hunting other species and would only be permitted on privately owned land. A lot of compromise took place during the process, and the bill, which was narrowed down in scope from the original version, passed by a vote of 84-5. In the release, Arnold says that he wants to introduce legislation that most people can support, and it is clear that House Bill 1231 has the backing of colleagues on both sides of the aisle. Arnold says that the bill gives hunters more freedom to enjoy the sport they love while offering appropriate protections for Hoosiers across the state. Under House Bill 1231, the Department of Natural Resources would also file a report on the impact of the use of these additional firearms to the General Assembly. Make sure to keep it right here because up next we're going to take a look at your weather summary.